Oh man, honestly, like aside from how I look, I feel great.
Hey, do you feel like you won despite the loss?
Yeah, absolutely. Right after the fight, they had to rush me to the hospital to go stitch me up. So I didn't have my phone. I didn't really know, what the true response was. So when I got back home around 5 a.m. and picked up my phone, I was shocked. I did not know, that I had gained so much respect from fans all around the world. So it really did. I mean, I feel like I won the fight, man. Like
Yeah.
it's just, just based off the response and all the positivity. I couldn't have asked, for a better response. I don't know exactly what punch. I know that that last uppercut after the body shots, that definitely landed on my nose. But I already had felt, some pain in my head. Uh, it could have been from that. But after we, got the scans and everything the night of the fight, yeah, the doctors saw that there was some slight fracturing and a severely deviated septum. So we just went right ahead and corrected that as soon as I got home. Uh, Definitely the most uncomfortable, painful procedure I've ever had. Last night, it was the hardest sleep. My mouth is constantly dry.
Mm,
It's just a constant headache. My inside of my nose, my nasal cavity right now is just stuffed with like sponges and splints. So it's very very uncomfortable.
unbelievable, unbelievable. When you get that kind of injury, and we know that this is possible in this sport, right? Uh, do you question whether it's worth it? Like, was it worth what you went through?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Every scar that I have, every bump, it's all worth it. I mean, for me to have worked this hard to get to the point of fighting Alex in a main event for a title, everything that came with it is absolutely worth it. I wouldn't change one thing. I had high hopes on winning the belt, but I just knew that what I brought to the fight and what he would bring. I said it from the start. I knew that this was going to be a fight that the fans would, that the fans
Right.
would like. I might have told you that in the beginning, one of
Yes.
our first interviews. I know who I am inside, and I got to show that against a guy like Alex, and I knew that he wasn't going to back down. It's actually cool that he trained really hard and didn't overlook me. So it really provided the coolest outcome. And like I said, the fans were entertained, and that's the number one thing.
And I should mention, both guys went into this fight pretty beaten up. Alex mentioned he had a rib injury, he had ligaments torn in his toes, he had two different times where he was taking antibiotics, all sorts of things. And when Khalil posted the Instagram story of his nose surgery, there was a cut on the bridge of his nose that, of course, I thought and everyone thought came courtesy of Alex Pereira, but
No,
that was not the case. You went into the fight with that.
yeah, 3 weeks before the fight, I was sparring, and yeah, my training partner's glove like split the front of my nose, and we went straight to the straight to the plastic surgeon. I was like, "Hey, man, we need to make this look like it never happened." He did his best, but he did say like, "Hey, chances are the first time you get hit, it's gonna open, just because there's not enough time for it to fully heal." So, I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, I think the stuff that he listed was going on. I think the both of us had multiple things going on in life, but nothing was going to keep us from from stepping in the cage and giving our best. Yeah, so from all the film study that we did for months, we did like my coaches and I, we didn't really take into consideration the strength of his jab. And anytime watching Alex, we could see obviously his left hook is the most devastating punch. We knew that range would be a little bit of a little bit of a difficulty, but we did everything we could to manage getting in range. Uh, I would say around third round, fourth round, when he really started to establish that jab, I couldn't really see it. It was fast, and not only fast, it was heavy. Uh,
Right.
there was another thing that I've read, and people said that, you know, me with better cardio would have been better, but it wasn't my cardio, Kevin. It was really the damage from the punches. I mean,
Yeah.
I was the more jabs that happened, and absorbing those strikes. Like during the fourth round, like I was on a, like a rocking boat, just fighting hard. I didn't really have much stability, so it wasn't a cardio thing. My cardio was great. I've been training up in the mountains for a long time. It was more just a testament to, yeah. I mean, like the guy has power, and when he started to gain his momentum and come forward with the jabs and a couple other techniques, it really did start to take a toll.
And last question then, you were supposed to fight Jamahal Hill in June, and that fight was scuttled. He was there, he kind of was mocking Alex, boring fight. He put his hand
Yeah.
over his mouth like he was yawning. Is that a fight? If we don't know what's going to happen, given you're going to be out for a while, but do you feel like that would be a fight that you would like to take again, given his status as a former champion?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think it's almost inevitable, right? I think he's ranked number three, uh, and so I think anyone up there in the top five is kind of inevitable. Uh, so let's see what happens. I think pretty shortly here I'll be talking to the matchmakers and the bosses and see what they think. And yeah, I'm here for it all. I'm here. I'm not done. I'm going to continue. I hope and I believe that I'll have another chance at fighting for a belt, whether it's Alex or whoever else, if someone's ever able to take it from him. But yeah, I think that that fight can definitely still happen.